And so that brings me to the point that I wanted to talk about, because I've made news over the last 24 hours or so, because I appeared, me, myself, Stephen A. Smith, I appeared on the Howard Stern show on Sirius XM. And in my appearance on that show, the subject of my politics, per se, came up. And here is what I took the liberty of saying. Check it out.
When you do your YouTube TV show,
Yes, sir.
do you do the sports thing on there?
I do some sports. I do pop culture. I do politics. I do everything. I'm not
Politics?
limited. Yes.
Where are you? I don't know this part of
Okay,
you.
I'm a registered independent. I'm not enamored with either candidate. You have people that are in office. They don't resonate. And I understand Barack Obama set an incredible standard because, my God, when it came to giving a speech, who did it better? We all know how smooth that brother was. But the bottom line is somebody could come close, do something.
Would you ever run for office?
Hell no. Hell no.
You know why?
No.
You're
Why?
making a lot of money.
That's right. Right there.
Doing your thing.
Stop right there. If it wasn't, listen, I'm not going to give up. I'm on Howard Stern show, man. Let me be very, very candid. I'm not giving up my quality of life to earn $400,000 a year and be stressed every day.
Exactly.
It ain't happening. Okay, so
That's right.
It's that simple to me. Can I confess to you, though? I will. People going to call me crazy. Obviously, I have my show First Take on ESPN every weekday morning, right?
Yes.
It's a debate show. I would love to be in a presidential debate. Nothing.
I think you do great.
Oh my! No, I'd eat him alive.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't run for the presidency, but I debate Trump any day of the week. Any day of the week. Name the time and place, and I'd show up.
Okay. First things first. I was half serious. I'm no political aficionado. So I don't want to come across as somebody who's acting like I know all the issues. I'm adept at it, and I can articulate positions relevant to that with a level of knowledge and intellect that I may not have when it comes to those particular issues. To me, I have an abundance of people that I watch and I look and I watch and I listen to and I look forward to hearing from. You can bring up anybody from Chris Cuomo to News Nation to Roland Martin, who's got his own show, by the way. That brother's incredibly knowledgeable, former contributor on CNN. Highly knowledgeable brother, all right, who lives to talk about these kind of issues, and especially to challenge some of these people involved in politics a hell of a lot better than I could. Let's not forget Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, friend of mine, Mark Lamont Hill, Karen Hunter on Sirius XM, the Karen Hunter Show, Channel 126. Of course, the Black Eagle himself, Joe Madison. List goes on and on. There are plenty of people. Don Lemon, when he was on CNN, doing his thing there. There's plenty of people that could speak to these issues involving some of these politicians. But when I said that I would love to debate Trump, I wasn't lying. Because what y'all don't realize, I don't think I have to be that knowledgeable to debate Trump. I'm just going to say it. And I'm not talking about his knowledge. Damn it, he's the former president of the United States. He is privy to intel none of us would ever be privy to. I'm not even questioning any of that. Okay? Bankruptcies aside, lying about his income aside, lying about his wealth and his worth aside. Damn it, the man is either worth billions or hundreds of millions, neither of which I can say. I'm not questioning his intelligence. But do I believe that you can stand before me in front of him and I can challenge him to influence folks based on my presentation and delivery on the issues that we both know? Yeah, I don't think it's that hard. I mean, listen to him. Jeb Bush, former governor of Florida, talking about issues. He's low energy. Yeah, we like it, Trump. The hell with Jeb Bush. We're going to vote for Trump. Little Marco. That's how you describe Marco Rubio. Oh, we're going to vote for Trump. You know, and he said, remember that the presidential debate when Trump attacked Marco Rubio? And he said, that I had little hands, as if to imply that there were other parts of me that were little. Trust me, that's not true. Believe me, believe me. That's what he said, okay? I'm quoting. That's what he said. He sits up there and he talks, and you're asking him about one issue after another. We can't have immigration. We can't have open borders. We can't just have everyone walking in and out of this country as they please. We can't have them coming into this country. If you come into the country legally, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the depth of what he conveys. No matter what issue you pick. Oh, black people love me. They love me. Did he say it was because of the First Step Act? Did he say it was because they tried to cut down on recidivism? Did he talk in depth about what he did for HBCUs and how it mirrored what Barack Obama did for HBCUs? That's historically black colleges and universities, for those of you who don't know that acronym. Did he talk about those things? Did he get in depth? When he talked about the immigration issue, what did he say? We're going to build a wall. It's going to be a very, very big wall. And the Mexicans are going to pay for it. I mean, forgive me, y'all. It ain't that hard to debate him. From a substantive standpoint, the issue in question is, can you match his wit, which nobody seems to be able to do on either side. I brought up the other day, I wasn't trying to disrespect him nor Cat, and I certainly wasn't trying to disrespect Cat Williams. I love Cat Williams. I think he's one of the greatest comedians of all time. When I brought up him in comparison to Trump, I talked about two folks who swear up and down they're telling the truth, and they have millions of people who support them and completely and totally believe them. They resonate in a fashion from a communicative perspective that has folks salivating for more. In Cat Williams' case, more comedy shows, more comedic appearances. In Trump's case, 4 more years. Over 74 million people voted for this man in the 2020 election. 12% of them were black, up from 8% in 2016. And now they're projecting in some polls it could raise as high as 16 or 17%, or maybe even more if you want to believe those polls. And my point to you is, he doesn't have to speak fluently or substantively on anything. In a debate, you would have to. So what does he do? He doesn't show up for the debates with the Republicans. Chris Christie couldn't get him there. Ron DeSantis couldn't get him there. Nikki Haley couldn't get him there. Vivek Ramaswamy couldn't get him there, even though he wasn't trying to ask him to be there. Couldn't get him there. And he didn't have to show up because he was trouncing all of them anyway in the polls without showing up. He literally used the courts where he's got 4 indictments against him, 91 counts, and bam, here it is. It would build support. They throw more money into his campaign, knowing he's using the damn funds to pay for most of his legal fees. And they still do it. Because you don't have anybody that can really debate him and get all over him. Because he can distract by bringing up different things and not articulating his position in an in-depth manner on a plethora of other issues. And folks are buying it. And you know what else he does? That's, by the way, brilliant. Because of his ability to use one-liners, jokes, insults, mockery, etc. This is what he does. He forces folks to react to that. And you barely hear anything from him on the issues. Why do you think I've been going off on the Democrats? I've been saying it. I've never said anything about politics. I'm a fiscal conservative. I'm a social liberal. I'm get tired of paying these damn taxes. I don't want to hear about inflation. When white folks catch a cold, black folks catch pneumonia. When we got a problem in this country, it's going to be worse for us than it is for white folks. So if white folks getting hit by inflation, we going to get hit harder. If white folks getting hit by a recession, we going to get hit harder. If an immigration problem ravages this nation and it's crime and pestilence in the streets because we're not handling the issue with the aplomb, with the level of depth that we should, folks from desolate and disenfranchised communities are the ones that's going to suffer more so than anybody else in the burbs. That's a fact. You knew this. If you were the Dems, you knew the hold he had on the right. You knew there was no way in hell anybody was going to beat him on the right side. And your answer to that is Joe Biden. You know what I had a Democrat tell me the other day? You know what Howard Stern said? Air again that discussion between me and Howard Stern, please. Air it again right now, and you'll see where I'm going. You'll see where I'm going. Heard what he said? Did you hear what Howard Stern said? Oh, folks are disenchanted. Okay? Folks are upset. I think the Democratic Party is in a bind because the public has gotten so wacky. It has nothing to do with the candidates. There's many fine candidates. The country has gone berserk, so berserk that literally you can't even get good people, qualified people to even run for office, according to Howard Stern. My point was there's plenty of good people in office. They just don't resonate. The Republicans got boring-ass Tim Scott. But he ain't running for the presidency. He ain't running for the presidency anymore. He's not going to be the GOP nominee. Their GOP nominee is somebody that has an audience that gravitates to him and is every word. Who's that for the Dems? It ain't Biden. It ain't Kamala Harris. The closest thing you can have to it is a Gavin Newsom. And all they're going to point to is high taxes and the homelessness problem and the immigration problem in the state of California to knock him off. Even though he's probably the one with the best chance. I hope I'm wrong. But that's what we're talking about here. And then I read these comments and I read this intel about how the Republicans believe they're going to get more black votes. And all I could think about is, boy, if you debated this man and forced him to address the issues, what would he do? If he tried to talk about me, I'd be like, have you looked in the mirror? If he tried to sit up there and volley insults all over the place about one's communication skills, have you heard yourself speak? Could you imagine him standing at the podium across from Stephen A? Oh, your receding hairline. With that hair? Really? You want to talk about that? Oh, how do you look? Have you seen how you look? Don't you need to get on the treadmill a little bit? You going to talk about a wall, a very, very big wall, and the Mexicans are going to pay for it. Well, the Mexicans haven't paid for it, and the very, very big wall isn't complete. I mean, it doesn't take much to debate him. I don't want anybody to think I'm coming across as some type of aficionado so knowledgeable about all the intricate issues that permeate through this country. No. I read the newspapers. I watch television. I scope debates and things and hear the bantering and the pundency and the commentary. That's what I do. And I read a lot. But make no mistake about it. Let's be clear. I am no aficionado. It could be Chris Cuomo 1 minute. It could be Sean Hannity the next. It could be a Dr. Michael Eric Dyson. It could be a Candace Owens. It could be a Cornel West. It could be a Mark Levin. It could be all of them know more than me. But him? Trump? Again, of course he knows more because he's the former president. But it ain't because he reads a lot. And it ain't because he's astute and just mastering all the issues. It's because he has a connection with an audience. And no one else in politics does on a national level. You got to get somebody to go up against him and outwit him, out-communicate him, resonate and galvanize with an audience in a fashion that's comparable or one that eclipses him. The Dems don't have it. That's the only reason I said what I said. Nothing more. And I stand by it. Because I honestly believe when I do my day show, First Take, every weekday morning on ESPN from 10 a.m. to noon, every single day, whether it's from Shannon Sharp on Mondays and Tuesdays to Mad Dog Russo on Wednesdays, to Dan Orlovsky on Thursdays, to Ryan Clark and Chris Canty and Bart Scott and Kimberly Martin and Mina Kimes, with Molly Kiram hosting and all of that other stuff, I actually think it would be harder for me to debate them than debate Trump. Because he doesn't say anything. Not because I know everything. Capiche? I hope you get it.